Hi, Tom Davidson here. It's exciting to bring the news out today as we come out of a trading halt with the material acquisition of the Mount Jackson project and a successful placement to raise approximately 940,000. The Mount Jackson project is located in the Walker Trend in Nevada, so the number one for investor attractiveness. The project sits within a well-grouped area where there's the big names all around us. So there's Kinross, there's Anglo Ashanti, lots of big projects that have been done in the past and projects that are in development right now. Lots of ounces have been mined out of this region in the past, and there's more to come. We've been working on this project for the last 3 to 4 months and really excited to bring it out to the market today. The original project was based on the size of 48 BLM claims, so around that 900 acres sort of size. And since we've been doing our DD and we went over to site in mid-April, we've then expanded that area out to over 3,000 acres. So we're now 164 claims. And that's really been on the basis of the 3 key areas that we identify in the announcement that we think there's room to grow, that we want to make sure we get these claims in now so that we don't get closed off and blocked out by others. And I guess that's the confidence that we see and the confidence that the geos have seen when they've been on site as well. So the next steps for the project is that we have a really clear plan of what we're going to do for the next 6 months. Based on the successful raising that we've done and the rights that are due to be completed in the next few weeks, we've got a really mapped out program of the additional staking that's currently underway now, and that will be completed shortly. The structural mapping, geophysics survey. So we already have the helicopter lined up. It'll be in the air in the next couple of weeks. So we'll be able to deliver those strong survey results. We will then shore up our drill targets. And we obviously have, as you read through the announcement, you'll see the Pegasus zone, which is where there's been 44 RC holes done in the 80s, some further done in 2011. And we've had some really good hits there. And so that's going to be our first area to go back and drill. The 3 shaft zone where there was historic workings, there'll be some holes done there as well. And so we've really got some clear targets that we can target initially. So the geology of these projects is a low sulfidation, epithermal style gold silver. They're structurally controlled, you've got alteration zones, so it's not really that narrow type gold that we're chasing. And these projects have the ability, they can be high grade and can be sizable, as we've seen from the Anglo ones down the road and Kinross. These operations typically heap leach processing, so cheap CapEx, OpEx, open pittable, and then obviously with these current gold prices, you can carry these projects further as you go deeper. And we're seeing now in Nevada at the moment, there's all these operations now converting into underground operations. So there really is great opportunity to get strong economics from these projects and to get scale as well, which is really what we're all after. And so as we signaled to the market probably mid last year, we've been looking far and wide for projects that really suit our skill set, our maturity as a company, and work and really complement our existing projects. And so we've pegged the gold project of Victoria, the White Hills Gold, and that was, I guess, our signal for the commodity change into gold and to complement the portfolio. And we've been looking sort of into jurisdictions where we know that we have strong attractiveness for investors, minimal issues with getting access on there, and we're drill ready projects. And so that's really the attractiveness of Nevada and to the US. And so there's lots of projects there that have been sitting in private hands, wanting to get onto the ASX. And this is the first time this project has been to the ASX. So it's a new story, something exciting for everyone. And so we first reached out to the vendors at the end of last year. And so it's been a sort of busy 3-4 months of going DD, going through the agreements. And as I mentioned previously, we were over there 2 to 3 weeks ago. And so, we're able to walk the ground, meet with the vendors who one of them was previously involved in the historic work. So we really get a good understanding of what their objectives were at the time, get a real understanding of key targets and where we can go to next. And so if we look at the Pegasus zone in particular, you can see that's where the 44 holes were done by Pegasus Gold. And then there was also the follow-up of First American Silver in 2011. And you can see they've actually hit results there. The Pegasus one was shallow drilling. It didn't actually get true width on a lot of these holes. Pegasus Gold at that time in the 80s was looking for really shallow oxide deposits. And so that's where First American came in, went deeper, but they only had a short program. And you can see there's opportunity, and you can see there's just a few deeper holes, and a bit further out, we can really test the extents of this. And that's where we're excited. And you can see also those last few holes that they did at depth, the grade also increased. And so there's lots of tells there for us to really get in there and have a look. The modern techniques that we'll be bringing to this is this further geophysical surveys, being able to be more targeted with our work. And I guess obviously the economics of these projects. So the gold price being from 4,500 in the 80s to now 4,600, the limits on where a good project sits and those trigger points is really what's the encouraging factor here. And also, like, how does this sit in with our portfolio with ACDC Metals? And so obviously we have our Goshen Central project in Victoria and our other suite of mineral sands, rare earth projects. We'll be continuing to progress those projects as we work. Obviously, Goshen Central is sitting in that, going through the retention license application at the moment. And so we'll continue to progress. These projects are still critical. We have those strong projects near us, the peer ones of Astron and VHM. And these still the Goshen Central project still sits in a very strong position. And we still continue to position that project ready to move into that feasibility stage. And as we still continue to gather information and then continue to draw support for it. So with Goshen Central, we'll continue to draw support for the marketing of the project as we look for offtake and partners to develop it. So we've been having lots of conversation with potential offtakers for the projects. Obviously, the rare earth mineral concentrate is a highly desirable product. And so there's lots of companies, the Energy Fuels, Alukas, Kenmares, Pronoxes, that obviously have their own projects, but they're also going to be sourcing more of the monazite and xenotime to fill up their downstream processing pieces. And so that's where we've been really having open discussions, particularly around that phase one and getting that progressed. And so we'll continue on that. So the Pegasus zone, the historic work that's been done by Pegasus Gold is really encouraging. And I guess that's sort of what drew us initially, that drill ready project where we can get on the ground and start delivering results with the drill bit. And so previous results of 25 meters at 2 grams, at 6 meters at 7.5 grams, and then also 46 meters at 0.5 of a gram gold. So that's really strong results, really encouraging. And at those grades, at these current prices, that's a project there. And also there was strong silver results achieved in that campaign. There was some results, I think, if you look in the appendix 2 of the announcement, up to 500 grams per tonne of silver reported as well. So that's really going to be our key area initially, is that Pegasus zone. As I mentioned previously, the 3 shaft zone with the prehistoric copper workings, that's really going to be an area of interest to have a look at as well. So we're well funded to move into these next 6 to 12 months as we look to continue to progress Goshen and obviously get on the ground at Mount Jackson. We've successfully completed the placement as we come out of this trading halt. The next step will be moving into the rights. And so next Wednesday on the 6th of May, that's when the lodgement of the prospectus will occur. And that'll be the opportunity for shareholders to come in on a 1-for-3 rights. So we're really excited to go through that. We're looking to continue the support from shareholders. In summary, it's a really exciting day. I think we've really brought in a strong project that can complement our portfolio. And we're well positioned. We've got cash in the bank, the rights that will come through as well. So we're going to be well positioned to deliver strong results to shareholders. And with our current market cap, we're really undervalued, we believe. And so we really got a strong opportunity here to really deliver results.